Welcome to an episode of Journey Jedi, and today we're going to explore a new thing in New York in 2021. This is the Moynihan Train Hall. It's a part of the Penn Station. So here you can see the outside of the building. They've cleaned up the facade, and this is where the old post office used to be, where they have the sorting area. The post office is still here, but they just moved to a different area of the building, and now it's a train hall. So as I walk to get to the entrance, let's talk a little bit of a history of Penn Station. Penn Station, this is the newer version of it. Back in the 60s, the old one that was built from the 30s was demolished in order to have room for the Madison Square Garden, which stands behind me there. So they wanted to move Madison Square Garden, and they moved the Penn Station underground. The start of this also had the National Historical Landmark start, because people were outraged that they were tearing down old buildings that were thought to be not significant, and that started a movement of keeping things historical. And that's why we have a lot of landmarks today, like Grand Central, Empire State Building. You have, like, in Chicago, you have the library there, and in other places throughout the whole United States, they have landmark buildings. A little more of the exterior. And then right behind it, you can see Hudson Yards, all the new developments. And right up there is the edge. The Hudson Yards, the edge, the highest elevation deck in the Western Hemisphere. And it looks like 2 people are there right now. But I did a video about that back in March of 2020, so check out my YouTube channel and look at that video. Alright, so let's enter. You can see it's completely brand new, and kind of reminds me a little bit of the Oculus down in Lower Manhattan, where you have the same like white marble floors. So right, you have the main hall, and you can see it's a lot of light peering in from the skylight. And that's a stark contrast from the existing Penn Station, where it's on the ground, where it's just dark and gloomy, and you look like inside of a tunnel. And this pays homage to the old Penn Station as well, because it had a skylight, and you can see these beams here that was also plays an homage to the old Penn Station as well. We wanted to keep it industrial and keep it like modern as well. So I think what they've done here in this train hall is very, very well. And you can see they have, it's open space as well, but we also have access to the actual tracks down there with the escalators. Amtrak moved here, and you still have the Long Island Railroad and the subway in the old Penn Station underneath Madison Square Garden. So this makes it a better opportunity for Amtrak to publicize their trains and to be able to have passengers come here. And it's a more open space as well for them. They have waiting areas, we'll see that in a bit. And they have a couple of restaurants and amenities, and there's going to be a nice food hall opening up soon here as well. So do a little bit of walking here to the main hall. You can check out this suspended clock. Looks very industrial, very Art Deco-ish. And the skylights kind of reminds me of Paddington Station in London, where it also has like more of an open sky like that. It's like stained glass, and you can see like a train moving in the background there. It's pretty interesting how they did that. It's really cool, actually. So you have the Excelsior there, which means in Latin ever upward. And then you have on this side E pluribus unum, out of many one, which are the mottos of New York State. So it's called the Daniel Patrick Moynihan Train Hall, and Daniel Patrick Moynihan was a state senator of New York back in the day, and he wanted to, his term wanted to improve Penn Station over the years, but never was able to do that through legislation or through getting funds and such. So they honored this new train hall in his memory and in his name. So we're gonna just walk a little bit more around the train hall and see what else we can find here and can explore. You have the restrooms back there, and also they're gonna open up a food hall with the numerous restaurants and such. So that'll be exciting when it opens up. And it's pretty wide openings here to be able to walk and accommodate the people. You have multiple entrances and exits towards 8th Avenue, 9th Avenue, 32nd Street, 34th Street, and such. So it's really nice that they have multiple openings, and when the pandemic ends, this will be used fully. And I bet you a lot of people will be crowded walking through here then. Because a lot of people take the train from Pennsylvania, from upstate, and they come here to work in New York, and then they go home. All right, so now we're gonna go up to the second level. And the second level has like a waiting area. It looks really nice, what I've seen. And you can also see a little bit more of the train hall from from perspective of on the second floor. It's like a little balcony area overlooking the main floor. That's the entrance we went through, and then you have the train hall right there in the middle. And you have behind there the Hudson Yards, and you can see in the reflection of the building, the Empire State Building. So along with this being the train hall for Amtrak, it's also an office building, and the biggest tenant that's moving in is going to be Facebook. I like what they says here, in New York, I've arrived. Moynihan Train Hall. Now, fun fact is that this is also a good place to use the restroom. There's not many public places to use the restroom within New York, and so if you need to go and you're near the area, this is a good place to stop by. So up there you have the balcony for the lounge that they have for the Amtrak ticketed people. Fortunately, I was unable to get in through because I don't have a ticket to go anywhere. But I heard it's really nice. It looks like like an airport lounge. And it's got a lot of charging places, and it's got a little bar area. You can just sit down and eat your lunch or snack or drink in there. So it's really nice just to be able to relax before you have a train. Alright, so we're gonna go down the escalator to actually see the tracks. There's two tracks. This is the 5016 track. And again, this is only for Amtrak now. When the Amtrak stations come. So if you were to come with Amtrak, you would end up in this train hall. These trains go right under Hudson Yards, and they continue and they go underground underneath the Hudson River onto New Jersey and continue on west. So hope you guys enjoyed this tour. This has been a tour of the Patrick Moynihan Train Hall, the new train hall that opened up in January 2021. And make sure you guys like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram to get more updates.